This is a... oh my gosh! Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a monthly favorites for you guys. For today's video, we are going to be talking about the things that I love the entire month of September, or rather things that I rediscovered that I love again. So let's get started. First thing, I'm going to start with skincare. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Lancome Advanced Génifique Youth Activating Concentrate. So this has been a pretty consistent favorite. Like, I've been using it on and off, and I really like this because it has kind of made my skin a lot more plump and a lot more supple. You don't see results the next day, but after using it consistently, you will start to see like your skin becoming a little bit more refined, a little bit more bouncy, a little bit more youthful. Even though this is expensive, I really like the texture. It's very light, so if you are someone that loves layering your products, this is a really good anti-aging one to check out. So this month I have two toners to talk about. Finally can talk about this Abib Rebalancing toner because it's finally in Singapore. So the past few years, like, I have been using this brand on and off, like whenever I can get hold of it. Kind of like refrain from talking about it because I knew that it was a bit difficult to get hold of this brand officially in Singapore. And now that it's here, I can finally talk about it. I'm gonna be also doing a video just like talking about Abib in general, like just sharing with you guys the things that I like about it, some of the products that I recommend from their line and stuff. This is one that I highly recommend. This is like my second bottle already. It's also really good for refining your skin. I really like a good toner that is hydrating on the skin but yet doesn't leave me with any sticky residue. There are some hydrating toners out there that kind of have like a gel texture, you know. I get it that that's very hydrating, but at the same time I don't like the extra weight, and it uses seawater instead of normal water. So seawater helps to hydrate your skin on a much deeper level compared to normal water. And another one is a favorite that I talked about in another monthly favorite video. This is the Caudalie VinoPure Clear Skin Purifying Toner. These two are like on opposite ends, okay, of the spectrum. One is for hydration and everyday, and another one I use this when I feel like my skin is very congested. So I have like clogged pores, pimples, whiteheads, blackheads, and this one really helps to get down deep into the pores because it contains salicylic acid. So for people with combination to oily skin and you have all these like blemishes, do try this. Fortunately for me, I can't use this every single day because my skin is dry and sensitive. Find that it does strip some moisture off of your face, but if you can, go in with a hydrating product after that, and it's just all about how you mix and match your different skincare products that you use after. I have a new makeup remover that I want to introduce. This is the Dr. Dennis Gorss Hyaluronic Marine Meltaway Cleanser. It is a milk fondant makeup remover. I don't know, I have never come across something that feels this light. It's like a gel milk cream kind of texture, and I feel like I'm applying a moisturizer on my face. And what you have to do is just apply this on dry skin, massage on your face until all of the makeup, dirt, oil are dissolved. Rinse or gently remove with a cloth or a cotton round or a tissue, and that is it. All I do is just go in one round and I can get about 90% of my makeup off. The rest of the 10%, I just wash it off in the shower using my cleansing foam. This one is really nice and hydrating on the skin. I believe it's available in Sephora. It's a little bit expensive and the bottle is quite small. This is 60 ml, but I believe they have a bigger bottle. If you have sensitive skin or wants a very quick makeup removal process, try this one out. Dun, 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 dun. Sheet mask. Honestly, some of my favorite sheet masks is from the brand Abib once again. I really like all of them now, okay? I think the main difference between the mild acidic pH sheet mask is that these uses essence, whereas the gummy sheet mask uses cream and gel type. So I would say this is more suitable for people with drier skins, whereas this is more suitable for all skin types. If you have to ask me which ones are my favorite, I really like Heart Leaf. So Heart Leaf is really good for just regulating my skin and like kind of balancing my skin so that my skin doesn't feel too dry or doesn't feel too oily on days, you know, if I feel like it's a little bit off, I'll go in with this and it helps to calm and soothe the skin as well. I also really like honey. It's not too rich, which is what I like, because when I think of honey mask, right, I always feel like it's a bit too heavy for my skin. It provides just enough moisturization to your skin and nourishment, but without it being way too rich that my skin cannot take. And for the Gummy line, it's very hard for me to choose, but I would go in for the metacalcite one first because metacalcite is really good for soothing. It's a really good healing ingredient and it's quite close to Centella asiatica. So if you have sunburns or if you're prone to like sensitivities and then like under the sun or something, I would say go for metacalcite. They also have milk, heart leaf and aqua as well. Another skincare product, this is the Tatcha, the Satin Skin Mist. I'm not sure if I talked about this before, I feel like I have, but I really like it so I'm just gonna put it here, I don't care. This is a powder skin mist. You guys know how skin mists are really good for just touching up, but usually it's meant for hydration, you know, it's meant to rehydrate your skin throughout the day. But this one is very interesting because it has a powdery finish, so I use it when my face is a little bit oily and I don't want to powder my face using foundation or a loose powder because it adds more weight and kick to my face. Spray it all over, wait for like 10 seconds and my makeup will look as good as new again. So go and try it out. Oily skin peeps, I think you will fall in love with this. Time for makeup. I have been loving this FMGT Monopop Multi-Palette Signature. So this one is from the Face Shop. Absolutely beautiful. So the colors are very easy to wear, like very everyday. You have corals, you have your browns, you have your pinks. There are 9 shades for eyeshadow, but what I like about this palette, how they incorporated a contour and 2 blushes as well, which you can also double up as eyeshadows. And sometimes on shoot, all I need is just this one palette because it literally gives me everything. Particularly love the shade of the contour because the color is not too warm, it's not too cool, it's just right for my skin tone and I believe for most Singaporean skin tones as well. So highly recommend it. Also from FMGT, I have here the Ink Lasting Powder Foundation. You guys know how much I love the ink lasting foundation. I love the liquid version, the cushion version, and now I'm talking about the powder version. I know, I'm so obsessed. I really like this line because it really gives you a very medium to full coverage, very flawless look, but at the same time you look natural and it lasts extremely long without the price tag. Comes with a nice mirror and at the bottom it comes with a sponge. It looks like a cushion sponge, but it is actually meant to apply powder. I really like to use this to touch up on my face, especially when I'm doing like shoots, things that need me to look really flawless and really full coverage. The powder really helps to blur out all of your pores, blur out all of your imperfections, and it lasts very long. Speaking of foundations, I have been talking about the Abib Hydration Cushion Compact Skin Shield on my Instagram quite a lot lately, so I thought I have to include this in this month's favorites. It's very, very, very underrated, and once I used this, I was like, this is such a good dupe for my Lancome Absolute because it gives me that really nice glowy, dewy skin, very perfect, like poreless skin, and it doesn't accentuate any of your texture on your skin. Coverage is medium to full and it also lasts pretty long. The best thing is the SPF is super high, SPF 50+, PA3+. I do use this to touch up my sun protection whenever I need to. Whenever I'm out the whole day and I don't have time to reapply my sunscreen, I will go in with this cushion. This month, I was also introduced to M Cosmetics, which is Michelle Phan's makeup line. To be honest, her makeup line, there were quite a lot of hit and misses, but I feel like the hits were really big hits for me. These are my 2 favorites. Fine Liner Brow Pencil. I'm in the shade Light Taupe. I really love how thin the spoolie is. Like, it really is super small and really precise. Get into every single little strand and control it very well without having to shift everything. And of course, the pencil as well is not the most pigmented, but I feel like it has a good balance between good control and also pigmentation, long lastingness, you know, and how it lasts, how easy it is, and how natural it can go on my brows. I do feel like this one would be more suitable for people with already quite a number of brow hairs, people who just want to fill in the gaps. If you don't have a lot of brow hairs, then this might be a little bit time consuming for you because you do have to go in like slowly, one by one. Another brow product, and I feel like this is definitely a star product of the entire brand, it is the Brow Cream. So this one is a brow fluffer, I would say. It does contain quite a bit of fibers inside. So it helps to lengthen your brow hairs, helps to stick your brow hairs up and give you a nice fluffy brow look, and it makes it a lot more defined. Of course, it is tinted, but I do find that the color payoff is not that great. But other than that, I love this because it really is the only product that I've tried so far that can separate my brows this well and just make it stand up and out and keep it there for the whole day. Last makeup product, my NARS powder blush in the shade Behave. Really one of the best blush shades that everyone should get. I feel like this shade in the pan, it looks a bit like muted, it looks a little bit pale, but it just fits every skin tone so well. Like even if you're very fair, you're medium skin, you're tan skin, I feel like this color really can go so well. It makes you just look so naturally like healthy. Because it is also a matte blush, you don't get any extra shine, you get a lot more control. If you want to add highlighter, you just add highlighter. You know, I generally prefer my blushes to be a bit more matte because I can do a lot more looks with it. I think NARS makes really, really good powdered blushes, so go check them out. Last but not least, I have a hand cream. This one has been with me for a while now, and this is the Abib hand cream type L fragrant tube. This is a, oh my gosh! I really love the scent of this. A very subtle scent. You know, you don't smell like a lot of perfume. It smells quite atas. I don't know how to say it. It doesn't smell like an artificial scent. It's very aromatherapy. Hydrating the skin, but not too rich. It doesn't leave you with too much of a sticky residue. It just makes the entire experience of like using hand cream such a pampering one. And especially nowadays, because I have been using a lot of hand sanitizer, so my skin around my hands have been extremely dry. So because of this entire COVID situation, I decided to bust this one out again. Realize how much I like this. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching this video. This is the end of my September favorites. If you did like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Tell me in the comments box down below what are some of the products that you newly discovered or you rediscovered your love for. I would love to know them and chat with you guys. I'll see you in my next one.